Hey YouTube, welcome back to another bench update. So, usual format, talk a little bit about what I got going on, look at some stuff I've been working on, and then look at some purchases. I got quite a few, a few decent stuff down here to show you. Start off with a little bit of housekeeping. I've gone through and kind of redone a lot of my recent videos, my thumbnails, so I kind of color coded it to make it a little bit easier, so if you notice it. So basically, I believe the bench updates I color coded grey, the reviews I've done red, and build videos blue. So if you're just glancing through the videos real quick, you'll be able to see exactly kind of what kind of topic or genre it is. Might make it a little bit easier, kind of sort that kind of thing. Also, my build videos, I've started creating playlists for two. So for the MiG and the Eurofighter, and the next one, which will be coming up after that one, I've created playlists, so you'll be able to see exactly. We'll follow the playlist through for each of the episodes. So that being said, I've been pretty busy. A lot of filming, a lot of videos recently. Hope you're enjoying them. As you've seen, I just put up part number 2 of my Eurofighter build. That goes on, I think, about 7 parts, I think it will be, every Friday. So, again, kind of talk about some consistency. Every Tuesday morning, I've got a review going up, and every Friday, I've got a build video going up for the next couple of months or so. So that's the kind of schedule, and like I mentioned, I color-coded them, so make things a little bit easier. So, what have I been working on? Other than Eurofighter, which I'm not going to talk about, share today, because I've obviously created a video series for that, I've been working on the really nice Trumpeter M1078 truck. It's like an armoured truck, so it's really enjoying it. It's really good kit. It's a lot different to doing the aircraft, but a lot of assembly and stuff, but the detail's really nice, the fit's really good. I'm really enjoying that. So let me kind of switch the camera down to the bench. Let's take a closer look at that build. Okay, so as I just mentioned, I've been working on the M1078 mostly the past week or two. It's a it's a truck. It doesn't come with a canvas cover on the picture. It's a flatbed, open, armored vehicle from the Gulf conflict. Pretty cool little truck, and I'll tell you, this goes together really nicely. As you'll see, there's tons of detail on this, and it's a blast to build. This has been in my stash for a while. I finally kind of started kind of looking through this and getting it built. Really enjoying it. Now with aircraft, I can sit on the bench and go ahead, a whole evening, just a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours, whittle away, and no problems at all. With this, I'm finding 20 to 30 minutes. I really enjoy myself, and then I just need to walk away. There's so much building and detail and stuff. 20-30 minutes concentration, then I walk away, do something else, and come back later in the day or the following day. And that's how I've been doing, kind of 20-30 minute chunks. So 2 schemes. You got the desert one, or you've got this one, which I'm going to do a little bit more visual interest. So you got the desert kind of chassis with the NATO camo truck bed. And you see, I built it up pretty much, just kind of just primed it. Zoom in a little bit here. It's a little bit hard to see because it's all black, but there's so much detail here. All the stuff in the cab, I'm just going to hand paint the seats and stuff. It makes it easier. So like I said, I put it all together again. Detail is amazing. All those parts, and yeah, really nice. Hopefully the bed and the cab will fit on nicely too. So that's the main chassis. Like I mentioned, I've just primed it all, ready for painting soon. The bed has seats that kind of you can up or down. I put the seats up, and I put one seat down. I was supposed to do one at the end here, but I did the wrong end at the back by accident, but anyway, it's fine. So I'm going to put some cargo in this. I've got some, I'm going to buy, I think Mini Art just released a kit with some pallet jacks and some pallets and some drums, that kind of stuff. So I was going to put some cargo in the back of it. And then I've got the Trumpeter Logistics People figure set, which is like 4 or 5 people, 35th scale obviously, and they're just like guy in the back of the truck unloading, and then 3 or 4 like soldiers or US military helping to unload the truck. So just a little simple little vignette kind of thing. So again, this is really nice. I wish you could put the back down. I think you could with a little bit of, well, you could probably not much difficulty, just a little bit of scratch building and stuff. But I just went ahead and just did it up like that, because the main purpose is, one, the figures actually, 2, is actually kind of leaning over the side, so it wouldn't really fit if I put the back down, so I left it up. But that kind of just sits in the back like that. And like I say, it's nice to be painted separately, so this will be painted in the NATO camo, and then all this will be painted in the desert. And finally just really just a cab cover, painted and primed that. The reason I got loads of bits of bobs on the outside, but the reason I did that is because I also need to paint all this and paint the inside so I can build it, and then once it's on you can then work on the outside. I'm thinking the glass goes on from the inside, but these doors are so big, I'm hoping I can just paint the whole thing, mask this, and then at the very end put the glass in like PVA glue from the inside. Say the doors are so big, it shouldn't be a problem at all getting the windshields in. We'll have a look at that later and see if it fits. But that's, yeah, really where I'm at. So just surprised how big this is too, 35th scale. I mean, I've got 35th scale tanks, you know, built tons of them, but I've always considered a tank being bigger than one of these little trucks, but this is a lot bigger, like taller and everything than the tank. So a little bit surprised at the size, but yeah, it's going to be really nice when it's made up and painted and stuff. Like I said, I'm going to do a simple little vignette with a, just kind of being unloaded in like a, I don't know, in a parking lot or something. I've also got a bunch of those cardboard, little tiny cardboard boxes of like water, like and stuff too, so I could make a pallet up of water, I guess. But I don't know, we'll see nearer to the time. But taking my time with this one, I'm really enjoying it. Like I say, spend a little bit of time, but moving on quite a lot with this. The other thing is I just did a little kind of gun thing that goes on top, turret, I guess. It's a turret or kind of armored thing that goes on top of the cab where the gun goes in. Give a little photo etch comes in the set. Just built up, no problem at all, and then that'll just be painted separately. I'll put the cab on first because if I try to glue this and put the cab on, I'm sure I'll break it off. So this will go on top like this on the cab. And there you go. So that's it. So a nice bit of 35th scale armor. So let me switch the camera back to me, and then let's talk about some of the purchases and stuff which I got in the mail recently. So there you go. Really happy how it's turned out, the 1078. It's a lot of fun to build, and it's armor with no tracks, so what can be better? So now let's switch and look at some of the purchases I received in the past couple of weeks. We'll start with a few small things first. First is from Steel Beach, it's a 48 scale covered nozzles for FA18F. I'm not sure how well you can see this, but basically just resin exhaust nozzles with like the fog covers, fabric fog covers kind of molded over the edge. I do have in my stash the FA18F Hornet Haskell, believe it or not, and I think one of the weak points in that kit is probably nozzles, so rather than having to replace the whole nozzles, it's trying something a little different, so it might look good, and then paint that red or whatever the fabric at the back, it's really going to make a nice contrast against the grey. So I bought those. While I was at it, I bought from my 32nd scale growler, which I recently got. I understand the control stick is a little bit out of scale. Thanks to, I think it's Aaron, left me a message, let me know, so appreciate it, man. And I went ahead and bought the Quick Boost. Just tiny little resin control stick, and you're not really going to see it very good, but basically this is in scale, so I mean for a couple of bucks it's worth it just to add to that kit. Also got, while I was at it, the Hawkeye, another kit I recently received. It's 48 scales, it's pretty big, so you have to have the wings pretty much in the kind of retracted position, folded back position, shall I say. The kit parts are okay, but Wolfpack do a resin wing fold set. And you can see that it's a little bit more detailed and nicer than the kit one. It should just be a straight swap, just straight in, no surgery required. So I bought those as well. While we're at little things, I've got a 35th scale figure from Paracel Miniatures. This is from the Desert Eagle series, and it's, if you guys can see that, it's basically a US soldier or a tank commander from like an Abrams or a Bradley, just kind of sat in a hatch with like the rock-on kind of thing going with his fingers. Really nicely sculpted resin. I came across these recently, Paracel Miniatures, I never heard of them before. Look really nice. There's a lot of Vietnam kind of era stuff as well. And the only thing is the website seemed pretty westernized in terms of shipping. I thought it was a US website, US dollars and that kind of stuff. But they actually, a Vietnamese company shipped from Vietnam. So just heads up, it's not maybe necessarily an issue, but with the way the world is right now with shipping, it took about 3 to 4 weeks to arrive. So if you're looking for something quick, just bear in mind that these Paracel Miniatures, they do ship from Vietnam, despite the website looking kind of westernized and maybe US or British, kind of. So got that little guy. Next up, kit I had mine for a while. This is an older kit, but they're harder to find. And this is the 35th scale main pickup, like the Special Forces pickup from kind of modern era Middle East. I think nowadays all these conflicts seem to have these Toyota pickup trucks, and this seems like a nice little kit. I'm used to building 35th scale armor. I'm used to building 24th and 25th scale vehicles, so being 35th, when I opened it in the box, it did look quite small, more than I expected. It's molded in red, the plastic, but I think really I'll go white, because white pickup truck's kind of where to go. But it's, it's nicely packaged, and then it has the main chassis here. I'll open it while I'm at it and show you how small this is. There you go. So to go along with this pickup, I'm thinking about doing a little vignette, and I'll kind of show you what I'm thinking right now. So I firstly picked up the Black Dog set for that, which is the resin kind of stowage, all the bags and cans and some like antennas, that kind of stuff, for Special Forces. Same time I picked up the Master Box set, somewhere in the Middle East, present day. So this, as you can see, is an unusual kind of setup, but it's basically a couple of Special Forces, looks like a couple of friendly kind of Afghans, and a hostage looking to be kind of like handed over. I'll show you the back here, you might see a better idea of the figures too. So I'm thinking of doing a little vignette. If you saw my 48 scale M1A2 I recently did, where I did that kind of dio, I'm thinking about doing the same thing. So doing like a road running through like a dusty kind of terrain, and then at the side of the road have the pickup truck part with kind of this hostage kind of handover kind of interaction kind of thing. That'd be pretty cool. Also, I bought from AliExpress these cheap resin figures. They're probably knockoffs from AliExpress, but nevertheless, I got 6 figures with $20 shipped. And these are really nice quality. I'm not sure how well you can see these either, but basically that's a couple of them. A couple more. Actually, going back to this one, I like this one because it's like kind of like a local kind of with being shouted at or shouting or communicating with the Special Forces guy. So that's in that box, and then in the other box, you've got these guys. And those guys, and I'll just take one out. This resin is really, really nice. I mean, usually resin you're paying about $10 a figure in 35th scale, but like I say, to get from China or Hong Kong, wherever it was, I got what, set of 6 for like $20, and the shipping was really fast too. I got them in like 10 days or something, which is, so if you can see that, how nice that sculpt is, really good quality stuff. A different one. Again, you can kind of see how detailed that is. So I did all this, and then I guess my issue was now I've got 6, 7, 8, potentially 8 Special Forces figures. I don't necessarily need to use them all, but I've got one pickup truck, so it's going to be like a clown car with these guys fitting into the pickup truck. So I figured, if I use them more, I guess I'll probably have to buy a second pickup truck now, right? And so I got enough for everybody. So I got maybe a couple of trucks parked, maybe one pickup truck with a handover guys, and the other pickup with people actually kind of picking the hostage up. Man, that's a lot of picks and pickups. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Something a little bit different, kind of quite fancy. I'm just trying to find the guy in here. I can't find. There he is. I'll show this one guy in figure here. Again, this is kind of a local guy. Again, see how nicely sculpted that is. So this is Colossus Tusk model. So you get AliExpress and punch in Tusk model, I don't know, set of 6 figures or something, you'll probably find them. I think it's $21 with shipping to the US. And like I said, that was really pretty quick too. Now, next up is something. So let's kind of take a step back. I watched the Friday Night Bench show with the guys from ISM. If you don't watch it, I highly recommend it. It's on YouTube. I'll put a link in the comments below. Every Friday, they do a little show. It's about 3 hours long. Where they go through. It's a lot of banter. It's kind of like being at the pub, but they go through a lot of new kit releases. They go through questions. They go through what people have been building, that kind of stuff. It's a really good show, and it's a great way to start the weekend. So highly recommend it. Again, comments and link below. Last week they had a discussion this guy was commenting about airbrushes, about why you should only have one airbrush, and if you have more than one, you're kind of elitist, and that kind of thing, and it went on and on. But it got me thinking. I've been to get another airbrush in a while, so I've been using one airbrush. As you know, I use the Procon I can't reach it, but 289, the free Platinum, which is Procon Boy Platinum by Mr. Hobby. It's basically an iWater airbrush. It's made in the iWater factory, has iWater parts, but it's half the price of iWater. It's a fantastic airbrush, absolutely love it. So I've been spraying everything through it for years with no problems at all, but recently, if I don't clean it really good, I've had some issues with switching acrylics and lacquers, odd little kind of like goo and gunk and that kind of stuff. So I thought, now's the time, let's split it up. So I bought myself another Procon Boy, exactly the same, 289.3 needle. So I actually, my label maker made a little label up. So one's labeled A, one labels L for lacquer, A for acrylic. So I'm going to split them up and not mix the paint so much. So my acrylic one, which the one I've been using for everything, I'm going to do a good nice strip down, field strip, clean everything, put it back together. My brand new one I'll just use purely for lacquers. I also have a custom micron 0.18, so that's the reason why I went for another 0.3 for lacquers. It's only 1/10 of a millimeter, but I figured I really enjoy the 0.3 for every paint. It's just really good universal. It's nice for primers and paints and clear coats. So there's really no point going for a 0.2 if I have a 0.18. So I got another 0.3, so for my 95% of my work I'll be using these, and then for tight camo or very detailed work I use my custom micron with very thin paint too. It's a 0.18 needle. Again, Mr. Hobby, really recommend these airbrushes. I used to have a very much more expensive Harder and Steelback Infinity. That was like $300, if not more. Beautiful bit of equipment, but it was so finicky with paint. You had to literally, it's more for inks and stuff. Any kind of, you have to be so perfect with paint mixture. I just got frustrated because every time I sprayed, I got like blockages and issues, and it just really kind of made a sucky experience for a hobby and for the paint experience, and kind of lowered my morale and stuff too. So I got rid of that and bought one of these about 3 or 4 years ago, and I never turned back. This is about a third of the cost, but for me, 100 times better. I went years literally just through painting, sprayed the thing, and no problems, no issues, nothing. They just work fantastic. I think I was one of the early adopters, and then last couple of years I think they've been a little bit more kind of prevalent. I think Phil Flory's pushing some. I think he's starting using these now, and some other people online. But say I've been using these for about 4 years now, and I really like it. Like I say, this is my third brush from Mr. Hobby. So that's what I got, which is really going to help me in. I know it's a luxury. You don't really use so many airbrushes, but just having spread out for different mediums of paint just makes things a little bit easier. And the amount of modeling I do and stuff, it would be a good investment as well. Also note, because I already have a 0.3, I've got spare needle and stuff, so the parts are interchangeable. So if I break a needle or a nozzle or something, I spare parts for both brushes, which makes it a little bit easier. Rather than go for something different brand or whatever. Okay. Lastly, we'll wrap this up. If you're still with me, last kit, I ordered this literally before the COVID, like 4 months ago or something, from Russia. Week after I ordered it, Russia went on lockdown, and it got stuck in customs for like 3 or 4 months without moving. It finally showed up like 2 days ago, and this is the Zvezda 48 scale Hind. Now we all know about this kit. It's a nice scale, it's a decent plastic, but there's no detail at all. But it's dirt cheap, so I mean, it is what it is. You get what you pay for. So there's tons of aftermarket out already, more and more aftermarket coming out every single month. Despite the low price, you really need to throw some stuff at this to kind of make it a little detailed. You also probably need to rivet it and some other stuff. It's just pretty much plain plastic, but the bones are there. I ordered it from the guy on eBay. I can't remember the channel, but he's the cheapest guy. I think he's based in Russia, or maybe like one of the stands, like, I don't know, or something like that. And then, but he sells these dirt cheap, and I say I got it from Russia, like half the price I paid in the US. But it got stuck in customs. But the guy was super nice and helpful, and it's not his fault. It is what it is. But like I say, I finally got it, good shape. So yeah, so this is something for the future. I fully believe Edward are going to do a limited edition set with all the bells and whistles in this, just because they did it at 72nd scale. They're known for it. Zvezda partnered with Edward, and I'm looking at my stash right there, and brought out the limited edition, which I'll show you right now real quick actually. Oop, chair spun around on me. They brought this guy out, which is a beautiful kit. 2 72nd scale kits with millions of markings and all the resin goodies and stuff. So I fully believe by Christmas probably, bigger scale. Thought this was probably out for $100 with some resin parts and photo etch. They've already released it, so you know it's going to come. So if you don't get this now for Zvezda, you might be worth waiting just by the end of box set. We all know it's going to happen at some point. A limited edition set, crazy high price. But yeah, it's 45th scale is really good for the Hind. The 35th is just way too big. 72nd scale is okay, but the 48th is really the sweet spot, I think, for this. So that's about it. There's one other thing to add to share with you guys. One of the frequent people who appear on my channel, Sam, actually passed away last week, my cat. So he's 15.5 years old. He'd been with me ever since I moved to the US back in 2005 from the UK. He was a great guy, and it was sad, but at the end of the day, he lived 15.5 years old, and so it is what it is. But I think a lot of you remember my videos. He'd jump up on me, photobomb, he'd meow in the background, that kind of stuff. So unfortunately on Friday, like I say, he passed away. But yeah, everybody's all sad, but it is what it is. Like I say, he had a great life, and I actually rescued him from the pound in South Central Los Angeles, so he had a fantastic life. But yeah, that's it. Not very modern related, but hey, just something happening right now. So that's it. So again, I want to thank everybody, all my new subscribers. Had a bunch of people subscribe recently. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate the kind comments and the thumbs up, all that kind of stuff. And remember, my Eurofighter video will be going up again on every Friday through the rest of August. And that's pretty much it. So thank you, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.